Everybody's afraid to talk about it, afraid to really get down to the nitty-gritty, and framing it in the wrong possible way in this sort of superhero, I forget what you call the movies that are out now, the guy with the horns and all that. Oh, look at this in character form, in this sort of Disney-esque form. That's not what this is. This is about people who are dying and the country continuing to go down the wrong road and not facing its original sin. That's what this is. We had racist people who tried to take over the Capitol. We have tens of thousands of members of the military who are now guarding the Capitol of this country because of what? Because these people tried to take over the country. Because we told you about it. The news told you about it.
You know who secretly agrees with you?
Hang on one second. Law enforcement told you about it. Our security agencies told you about it. Christopher Wray told you about it. You and I had a conversation about it 2 years ago on this network when I talked about right-wing extremism. No, well, and domestic terrorism. And we have to come to a realization that, yes, white people in this country can be terrorists. And they can be domestic terrorists. It's not just foreign people. We have to, that is true facts from our government. And stop tiptoeing. Look, I'm going to say it because if I don't say it, who's going to say it? But everyone's afraid to talk. Everyone's just saying, oh, well, there are white terrorists in this country, domestic terrorists. Stop whispering it. Say it. That's why people were taken off guard by it, because they didn't think it could happen, because they don't take it seriously. Sorry, go on.
Well, I think that they were caught off guard.
Why?
That's an interesting question. We're going to have to see a little bit more before I jump on it too much.
They were caught off guard
because
they didn't think it.
They were not prepared for this the way they would have been if there was the same kind of chatter that ISIS was thinking of doing it. And that's why we have to dig on that. But I will say this. I think secretly, you know who agrees with you? Every single Republican who ran their ass out of that room when they broke into the Capitol.
Yeah, well,
because if they thought that they were just country-loving conservatives, they wouldn't have run for their lives when they came in.
Yeah.
You got to go, D. Lemon. I love you.
I know. I got to go. You got some more hours. I don't. I have miles to go before I'm done, and you have miles to go before you're asleep. See you. Thank you, brother. I'll see you soon. So that's the truth, people, and nothing but the truth. So we're at a really critical point in this country, and while we're here, and we're at this very tenuous time, this very everyone's off kilter, why don't we just get down to what things really are and stop trying to pretend that it's something else, because it's easier for us to process it. We see what this is. You know what it is. So let's get to the show. This is CNN Tonight. I'm Don Lemon. Thank you so much for joining. Donald Trump has more impeachments than terms in office. What a tremendous legacy. At this time, 1 week from now, Joe Biden will be president, inaugurated in an America where all 50 states right now are under threat of armed insurrection. Insurrection incited by a disgraced president who has put us all in danger. The only president impeached twice, and you know what? That is 50% of the presidential impeachments in all of U.S. history. So much winning. By a vote of 232 to 197, 10 Republicans voting with Democrats.
The ayes are 232. The nays are 197. The resolution is adopted. Without objection, the motion to reconsider is laid upon the table.
The president releasing a video statement tonight because he can't tweet anymore after being banned by Twitter. A statement clearly intended to help him with Senate Republicans like Mitch McConnell, who is letting it be known that he is undecided now on convicting Trump. The president taking no responsibility for the riot he incited at the U.S. Capitol, not admitting that the election was free and fair, didn't do that, not even mentioning that Joe Biden will be the president in 7 days, and going on to say this.
Mob violence goes against everything I believe in and everything our movement stands for.
He needed to say that, right? He needed to say that a week ago, when instead he said, "We love you, you're special. We'll all remember this day." That's why I said what I just said at the beginning of the show. That's what he said a week ago. Here's why he didn't and why it's impossible to believe him now.
Get him the hell out of here, will you, please? Get him out of here. Throw him out. Or if you see somebody getting ready to throw a tomato, knock the crap out of him, would you? Seriously. Okay? Just knock the hell. I promise you, I will pay for the legal fees. I promise. I promise. I'd like to punch him in the face, I'll tell you. I love the old days. You know what they used to do to guys like that when they were in a place like this? They'd be carried out on a stretcher, folks. When you guys put somebody in the car and you're protecting their head, you know, the way you put their hand over, like, don't hit their head, and they've just killed somebody, don't hit their head. I said, you can take the hand away, okay? You also had people that were very fine people on both sides. You had people in that group, excuse me, I saw the same pictures as you did. If she gets to pick her judges, nothing you can do, folks. Although the Second Amendment people, maybe there is, I don't know. We love you. You're very special.
Love you. You're very special. A senior Trump advisor, a member of Team Trump, saying, in the end, it all came crashing down because he could never tell the truth. All because he couldn't accept he lost. But we did see some people stand up for the truth today. 10 Republicans who voted with Democrats to impeach the president for inciting insurrection. 10 Republicans stood up to do the right thing. Okay? There they are up on your screen. Right? Making this the most bipartisan impeachment ever. Another record for the books.
My vote to impeach our sitting president is not a fear-based decision. I am not choosing a side. I'm choosing truth. It's the only way to defeat fear.
There is no excuse for President Trump's actions. The president took an oath to defend the Constitution against all enemies, foreign and domestic. Last week, there was a domestic threat at the door of the Capitol, and he did nothing to stop it. That is why, with a heavy heart and clear resolve, I will vote yes on these articles of impeachment.
Congressman Myers saying this tonight.
This was a vote of conscience, and this is where my conscience led me.
A strategist to Congressman Rice saying, quote, once you determine in your mind the president incited an insurrection, the political arguments don't matter. But even after everything we saw last week, hundreds of rioters running rampant inside the Capitol, attacking police, screaming threats against members of Congress, smashing and looting, incited by the president, there were 197 Republicans who voted against impeachment. We saw an awful lot of cowardice and false equivalence on the House floor today.
If we'd prosecuted BLM and Antifa rioters across the country with the same determination these last 6 months, this incident may not have happened at all.
Blaming the MAGA mob riot on Black Lives Matter. Next. We also heard the one who heard one of the most ridiculous examples about whataboutism I have heard in a long time.
And then the socialists in Hollywood joined their allies in Congress. Robert De Niro said that he wanted to punch the president in the face. Madonna thought about blowing up the White House.
Did I miss something? Is Robert De Niro president? Madonna, maybe. Is Madonna president? Did I miss something? I don't know. Maybe in an alternative facts universe they are. And we heard one Republican after another spouting empty rhetoric about unity 1 week after Trump supporters ran wild on the House floor where the vote took place today, ran wild after the President of the United States incited them. So let's be very clear here. That mob was not interested in unity. That mob was not interested in conservative principles, unless conservative principles is inciting an insurrection and storming the Capitol and leaving feces behind and urine. Unless that's what it is, then okay, maybe. They attacked the seat of our government because the president lost and because he incited them to do it. Now, the fact is the Minority Leader, Kevin McCarthy, now admits the president bears responsibility, even though the president himself still hasn't admitted that, even after being impeached for it.
The president bears responsibility for Wednesday's attack on Congress by mob rioters. He should have immediately denounced the mob when he saw what was unfolding.
But then he launches into the old, can't we all get along?
It does not matter if you are liberal, moderate, or conservative. All of us must resist the temptation of further polarization. Instead, we must unite once again as Americans. I understand for some, this call for unity may ring hollow.
Yes, it does ring hollow. Interesting now, they're saying unity, 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 when they would not stop Trump from dividing 4 years. Now, unity. Huh. It rings hollow, especially coming from one of the Republicans who, even after the riot, even after members of Congress and their families had to hide from the mob, voted against certifying the election results. Unity. Kevin McCarthy also signed on to the bogus Texas election lawsuit that was so meritless it was thrown out of the Supreme Court. And he said this just 2 days after the election that Joe Biden won and Donald Trump lost.
President Trump won this election, so everyone who's listening, do not be quiet. Do not be silent about this. We cannot allow this to happen before our very eyes.
There's videotape, audio tape for everything, or a tweet. And then there's a newly elected Congressman, Madison Cawthorn.
Today is a moment for members of Congress to put aside partisan politicking and place people over power. I urge my colleagues to vote against this divisive impeachment and realize that dividing America will not save this republic.
Well, that would have been great if they could have all gotten around in a room and said that very same thing to Donald Trump. But no, it wasn't politically expedient. Dividing America won't save the republic? What? He sure has changed his tune since last month when he advocated for what he called lightly threatening his colleagues, right? He didn't seem to have unity top of mind in his first tweet as an elected official, tweeting, "Cry more, lib." Unity. And I guess the tweet wasn't enough for him because he put it on a shirt for sale on his website. It is still there. I didn't see any unity shirts. Wonder why. Hypocrisy. 197 Republicans voted against impeachment, even after everything we have seen over the past week. Yet here we are, with a president who has been impeached twice. Remember when the president's number one son, Don Jr., tweeted this? "Dear Clintons, you know what's deplorable? Being impeached." That did not age well. Remember when the president said this?
I could stand in the middle of Fifth Avenue and shoot somebody and I wouldn't lose any voters, okay?
Looks like as far as the vast majority of GOP is concerned, this president can incite a riot that leaves 5 people dead, risk the life of his own vice president, and get away with it. And that is why today is important. The legacy, the place in history, the only president to be impeached twice, the only president in the modern era to lose the popular vote twice, the only president to incite a rebellion against the United States. So much winning. Republicans, are you proud of yourself? Congratulations. So what's next? Donald Trump's Senate trial won't begin until he is out of office, but the Senate vote to convict him.
Stand up, man up, woman up, and defend this Constitution from all enemies, foreign and domestic, including Donald J. Trump.
The best ingredients are easy to explain. Like food that's grown from soil and rain. Artichokes and egg yolks have nothing to hide. Unlike azodicarbonamide, our domain is organic romaine, ancient grains, chunky or plain, fuel for the brain. Absolutely anything but mundane. We only sell food we know you'll adore. So icky products are banned from our store. Saying no to that stuff is more than a goal, because that's what makes us whole.
These folks don't have time to go to the post office. They use Stamps.com. All the services of the post office, only cheaper. Get a 4-week trial plus postage and a digital scale. Go to Stamps.com/TV and never go to the post office again.
If you know what it's like to keep the books and pay employees, you're one of the few. Navigating taxes, shifting laws, protecting your bottom line makes you realize how valuable time really is. That's why Patriot Software lets you handle your accounting and payroll all in one place. Every dollar out, every dollar in. Saving you countless hours and giving you a complete financial picture for peace of mind.
With PatriotSoftware.com, accounting and payroll, keep your time and money.
Go to PatriotSoftware.com today.
At Home Chef, delicious and simple go hand in hand. Like a pot and lid, like salt and pepper. Point is, they go together. So what are you waiting for? Get $90 off your first month at HomeChef.com. Home Chef.
Kids grow so fast, and so it's hard for me to spend money on something when I know they might grow out of it in 6 months. But because of Poshmark, I'm able to buy and sell and keep their closets fresh.
Get $5 off your first order. Download the free Poshmark app now and use offer code LOVEPOSH.
You ready for tonight?
I've been training 3 years for this fight.
You know I'm the greatest. Minister Malcolm X.
Jim Brown takes the ball.
Sam Cooke. I was made in America.
I ain't no damn hero. It's gonna be a target on your back.
Welcome to America.
You brothers, you could move mountains without lifting a finger.
Welcome to America.
One Night in Miami. Rated R. January 15th. Only on Prime Video.
Now there's a better way to search for senior living. At A Place for Mom, we offer live virtual tours so you can explore from thousands of senior living communities. Your family can experience which options will be right for your mom or dad, all from the comforts of home.
I could really see Mom here.
Whether it's assisted living, memory care, or independent living, your senior living advisor will be there every step of the way. Connect with an A Place for Mom advisor today to get started.
Some of my best memories growing up were cooking with Mom. She always said, food is love. So when she moved in with us, a new kitchen became part of our financial plan.
There was a dream.
I want to make the most of every meal we have together.
At Northwestern Mutual, our version of financial planning helps you live your dreams today. Find a Northwestern Mutual advisor at nm.com.
Sarah! Jenny Craig works. Introducing Rapid Results Max. You can lose up to 17 pounds in your first 4 weeks.
Doing Jenny Craig, my best decision ever.
Limited time offer and flexible delivery options with Jenny Craig.
What happened today in this country? Making history. The House impeaching President Trump for the second time, inciting the deadly insurrection last week at the Capitol. I want to bring in now CNN's political director, Mr. David Chalian, and White House correspondent Caitlin Collins. Hello, good to see you, Caitlin. As usual, David, wow, to what do we owe this honor?
I'm happy to be here with you, Don. It's a big day in American history.
It is. I'm so glad to have both of you on and get your perspective. So, David, since I don't see you very often, I know that you're very busy considering what's going on in Washington. In politics and history, it doesn't get bigger than today. So he's impeached. What happens next, David?
Yeah, it's a good question. You're right. We should note it doesn't get much bigger. I mean, the moment of history that we're in, it's hard to see how he doesn't go down in the history books as the worst president in American history. We'll have this blemish that no other president has of being twice impeached. But you note, Don, well, what does this mean next? I mean, Mitch McConnell has indicated at least an openness to perhaps deciding to convict in a Senate trial. So that is a bit of an earthquake, much like Liz Cheney's statement was in the House, that we are in a different time right now in how some of the Republican elected officials, and I say some because it really was a handful, are assessing a future in a post-Trump world. And Mitch McConnell's giving a big signal by just saying he's open, but at the same time, he throws that hot potato of the Senate trial into Chuck Schumer's lap. He's going to make sure that it is, by not starting it right away, it's going to dominate the beginning days of the Biden presidency. And if you're starting to read the statements from a lot of Republican senators, some of whom would be on the watch list of like the potential 17 to come on over, it doesn't seem like there's a groundswell right now among Republicans in the Senate to go ahead and convict the president.
Caitlin, instead of offering any remorse for inciting a deadly insurrection, a White House advisor says that the president is in self-pity mode. And you're learning tonight that President Trump has told staff not to pay Rudy Giuliani's legal fees. Really?
Yes, they're not sure if the president is serious about these instructions or even really clear on how much money Rudy Giuliani is making from the president, but he has told people not to pay Rudy Giuliani's legal fees right now. And this is, a smaller part of a bigger picture, which is that you're right. The president isn't taking any responsibility for the situation that he has landed himself in with the words that he used and the lies that he spread about the election. And so he is basically lashing out at everyone around him. And Rudy Giuliani, his longtime attorney, is one of those people. He has told people to stop paying his legal fees. They're not really clear what that's going to look like. People thought Rudy Giuliani was going to be involved in that Senate impeachment trial, but Rudy Giuliani has been asking people, what the plans are, even though there is no comprehensive legal strategy. And one other person we should note that the president has been lashing out at, in addition to Mitch McConnell, who's been fuming over, is Kevin McCarthy, a typical Republican ally of the president's who is very close to him, knows his favorite candy, that kind of relationship. He said today that Trump does bear responsibility, and I'm told that the president is furious about that, and that Kevin McCarthy floated this idea of potentially censuring the president.
David, some Republicans, maybe they would have voted for impeachment, but were scared of Trump or some sort of retribution, or feel fearful for their lives from the insurrectionists. What do you think of the argument that if they can't do their duty, they should resign?
Well, they did what they saw as their duty today, which was to try and do anything to maintain their power. That's why they voted against impeachment. Because, as you said, I think the biggest fear for a lot of them is the political fear. And, Don, this is the moment we're in this definitional battle of the future of the Republican Party right now. Clearly, if you look at all the public polling out there, if you look at the majority of Republicans and how they voted today, if you look at the fact that the majority of Republicans still voted to contest a totally legitimate and fair election as if it wasn't after the Capitol was attacked by a riotous insurrection. The fact is, Republican voters are still overwhelmingly in favor of Donald Trump not leaving office early, Donald Trump not being responsible for the attack on the Capitol in any way whatsoever, and still a lot of support for him, and his members followed. But here's the difference. When you saw the 10 Republicans come over and vote for impeachment, when you hear the signals McConnell or Toomey, Murkowski, Romney, others are sending in the Senate, you do see there's a potential that some Republicans actually don't want to follow where the majority of the party is right now. They want to lead it to a new place. And that battle of leadership versus following is how we're going to see the Republican Party sort itself out in the months ahead.
It's going to be interesting to watch, David, and you and Caitlin will be at the very front of the line watching it for us at the forefront. Thank you very much. I appreciate it. Sure. Next, a congresswoman who voted yes to impeach today, a congresswoman who was there when Trump supporters stormed the Capitol and whose family is now facing consequences because of it. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley, next.
Verizon lets you have it all.
You don't just get Verizon 5G, you get amazing entertainment.
Get 5G from America's most reliable network and the best in entertainment. Now, new and existing customers with select unlimited plans get their favorite shows and originals on Discovery Plus.
There's always something new to watch.
We could binge that stuff all day.
And Disney Plus, Hulu, and ESPN Plus are all included.
With Verizon, you get so much more than just a great network.
Unlimited plans include 5G. Plus, you'll get one of our best phones when you buy one. Only on Verizon.
National University offers 100% online degree programs with flexible 4-week classes, so you can earn your degree on your schedule. Scholarships available. Apply today at nu.edu.
Today, your information is more exposed than ever. When you shop, bank, or browse online, you're vulnerable to cyber criminals. More threats demand more protection. That's why Norton and LifeLock are now one, combining device security, VPN for online privacy, and LifeLock identity theft protection, backed by $1 million protection package. Get all-in-one protection on Norton.com.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
Night light.
Armed, stay.
Sleep soundly tonight from the brand that more families trust for quality and timeless protection, ADT.
Next Wednesday, live on CNN, the inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Special live coverage next Wednesday, sponsored by the new CNN original series, Lincoln, Divided We Stand, on CNN.
Why would your kids need a Greenlight debit card? Well, they're gonna need money sometimes. With Greenlight, you can send them money instantly, manage where they can spend, and get alerts when they use their card. Imagine the peace of mind that would bring you. Greenlight.
Go to TotalGymDirect.com and check out the incredible deals.
Refinancing with Splash saved me a lot of money.
There were no application fees or any weird hidden fees.
Now that I refinance with Splash, I know I'll finish paying off my student loans way sooner than later.
I feel better about my student loans.
Visit splashfinancial.com today.
This is CNN, the world's news network.
So tonight, President Trump stands impeached by the House of Representatives for inciting last week's deadly insurrection on Capitol Hill. And there are grave questions still tonight about the extent of the plot and who may have been involved. Let's discuss now. Congresswoman Ayanna Pressley is here, a Massachusetts Democrat. Congresswoman, thank you so much. I'm glad that you're safe. We're going to talk about all of it, okay? So let's get to where we are right now, because there are 10 Republicans who joined Democrats to impeach. Most didn't, and now they want unity despite voting to overturn the election even after the deadly attack on the Capitol. What's your response to that?
Well, first, this House met the moment for these high crimes in the wake of a coordinated, violent attack by white supremacists on our nation's capital. Donald Trump had to be impeached and removed. This is someone who's already been banned from Twitter, but still has access to the nuclear codes. So the first step is impeach and remove, which is also about ensuring that he cannot be, so that he is barred from running for public office again. The second is to expel those members who have aided and abetted and been complicit in the cruelty, the corruption, and the criminality of this administration, who perpetuated the big lie, who inflamed and emboldened white supremacy and this attack. And they must be taken into account. And then the third step, and one that I was the first to call for within hours of being attacked by this violent mob is investigations. So impeach, remove, expel those members, and then we need to do an investigation to better understand the individuals and the agencies that enabled this violent attack.
Yeah, can we talk a little bit more about that? Because your office put out a statement that there's now an investigation after your chief of staff discovered during the attack that panic buttons in your office were missing. What else would you like to see investigated, Congresswoman?
Well, learning that those panic alarms, those panic buttons had been removed from my office was certainly unnerving. There is an investigation underway, and so I can't say much more about that. But again, in my role on the House Oversight Committee, I called within hours for the Oversight Committee to initiate a thorough investigation to understand those individuals and agencies that might have enabled this violent attack.
I have to ask you, and sorry about this, not asking you, but sorry about that your husband, Conan, is tested positive for COVID-19 following the Capitol attack. Your Republican colleagues refused to wear their masks in lockdown. You so far have tested negative. How is he, and how are you doing?
Well, you know, my husband is strong and protective, and he was there during the attacks because he is protective. And it is infuriating to think that because of the callous disregard for human life exhibited by those anti-maskers, that my husband has now contracted the coronavirus. So, you know, I know that he will make a full recovery. Our family is like millions of American families, where you are caretaking and caregiving for a loved one who has contracted the virus, and then doing everything possible to keep everyone else in your family healthy and safe.
What do you think should happen to them?
Again, these folks, I mean, they're just, it's criminal behavior, Don. I don't know what else to call it. They have been complicit from the very beginning in their willful criminality to carry the water for Donald Trump and these science denials, which allowed this pandemic to rage out of control. And then by refusing to wear masks, this is criminal behavior. That's chemical warfare, so far as I'm concerned. And again, this is exactly why we should be moving. And I was very proud to be an original co-sponsor of Representative Bush's resolution calling for the expulsion of these members. They are unfit to serve. You know, Don, when they took us to the quote unquote safe room, and I walked in and saw that there was this contingent of anti-maskers in the room gathered, I immediately exited. So imagine in that moment the choice that I was making. And we were told as we left that space, you'll be on your own in an evacuation. And I said, I'll take my chances. So in the midst of this terrorizing event, which inflicted great trauma, injury, and loss of life, where you would think even in that moment that they would attempt to extend some grace, some collegiality, or just to be decent human beings, they chose to recklessly endanger the members in that room, my spouse, my staff, and that of everyone else who was in proximity to them.
Yeah. And now they want unity. Congresswoman, I
don't want that kind of unity, Don.
Yeah.
Unity at the expense of my very existence?
Yeah.
Never.
Congresswoman, I hope that you continue to test negative, and I hope that your husband, we're sending him best wishes, okay, and prayers. Thank you so much, and we're glad that you're safe.
Thank you, Don.
Thank you. 20,000 National Guard troops descending on Washington, D.C. ahead of the inauguration. As investigators tell CNN, there are signs the riot was planned, not just something that got out of hand. And we've got new video that could be a clue. I'm going to play it, and we're going to talk to a top senator about it. That's next.
I'm Mariceli, and I am a real Premier Protein fan. I started my health journey at 41. I didn't realize 40 was so life-changing. For me, it was like a new beginning. The taste of Premier Protein helps me not feel deprived from sweets. I drink it every day. I cook with it. Premier Protein is my thing. I love it.
With 30 grams of protein, 1 gram of sugar, and nutrients to support a healthy immune system, Premier Protein. Too good to be good.
Calm. Download the free app now.
Julia? You look amazing. Jenny Craig works. Introducing Rapid Results Max, our most effective weight loss program ever. Take your weight loss to the max with our delicious meals and our revolutionary recharge bar designed to increase fat burn and make you feel less hungry.
Doing Jenny Craig, my best decision ever.
You can lose up to 17 pounds in your first 4 weeks.
Max was so easy, and it worked.
Call now. Limited time offer and flexible delivery options with Jenny Craig.
Hello?
Hey, Dad. Bobby's wondering if you could watch cartoons with him.
Yeah, sounds nice. I hope we can soon.
Dad, check your email.
Okay, click.
Hi, Grandpa!
What is this?
It's Sling Watch Party. You can invite people to watch live TV with you.
Wow.
Hey, family.
Uncle!
How'd you get in there, Todd?
Sling Watch Party is live TV together from anywhere, only from Sling. Get the best of cable for the best price.
If you're at home thinking about your financial plan, so are we. Prudential helps 1 in 7 Americans with their financial needs. That's over 25 million people. With over 90 years of investment experience, our thousands of financial professionals can help with secure video chat or on the phone. We make it easy for you with online tools, e-signatures, and no medical exam life insurance. Plan for better days. Go to Prudential.com or talk to an advisor.
When managing diabetes, you can't always stop for a finger stick. With the Freestyle Libre 14-day system, a continuous glucose monitor, you don't have to. With a painless 1-second scan, you can check your glucose with a smartphone, so you can stay in the moment. You can do it without finger sticks. Ask your doctor for a prescription today. And if you join the My Freestyle program, you can try the Freestyle Libre 14-day system for free. Learn more at myfreestyle.us.
I'm Stanley Tucci. I'm traveling across Italy to discover how the food is as unique as the people and their past. Oh my God, so good.
Looking to refinance your mortgage? The first thing you want to do, find out how much your home is worth.
Just go to Ownerly.com, enter the address, and see the home value instantly. Come to Ownerly.com and see what your home is worth for free.
Let not your heart be troubled. Ye believe in God, believe also in me. In my Father's house are many mansions. If it were not so, I would have told you.
Download the Pray.com app today.
If your girl loves to shop for clothes, get her something special you'll both love. The Elite Box at Adoreme.com. Super easy. I just told them her size, what she likes, which is obviously black. She looks great in black. And a stylist does the rest. Sends her a bunch of outfits to try on at home. Lingerie, PJs, swimwear. You only pay for what she keeps and return the rest with a prepaid label. I'm telling you guys, she's gonna love it.
The Elite Box by Adoreme. Order before February 14th and get a surprise gift at Adoreme.com.
The inauguration of President Joe Biden. Special live coverage January 20th on CNN.
So you need to pay attention to this one. Seriously, gather around. The shocking new video that's surfacing now shows just how determined some of the rioters were to penetrate the Capitol. It shows insurrectionists communicating with one another near the tail end of the attack.
Hey guys, I've been in the other room. Listen to me. In the other room on the other side of this door, right here where these feet are standing, there is a glass that if it's broken, you can drop down into a room underneath it. There's also 2 doors in the other room. One at the rear and one to the right when you go in. So people should probably coordinate together
Can you believe that? That video emerging as we learn that federal investigators are pursuing signs that the Capitol riot was planned. Let's discuss now. Democratic Senator Richard Blumenthal is here. Senator, good evening. That's very disturbing. This new video on top of investigators uncovering new evidence and information about what was happening inside the Capitol. We are learning about a lot of tactical gear, weaponry, and planning. How deep are these investigations going to go?
These investigations ought to go a lot deeper, Don, and what we're seeing is evidence of planned, organized domestic terrorism that goes way beyond this particular attack, mob assault that was incited and instigated by the President of the United States, but involves domestic terrorism that's prevalent throughout the country. And I proposed a 9/11 type commission that ought to look into infiltration by those domestic terrorists into some of our law enforcement agencies, as well as possibly the military, but most certainly a manhunt and a concentrated law enforcement effort to track down, apprehend, crack down on domestic terrorism in this country, which, by the way, the FBI has called the most important domestic threat.
I've mentioned that at the top of the show, and I'm glad you said it and you're confirming that is the most, right? That is the number one, the biggest one. So listen, Senator, some tips the FBI has received appear to show members of Congress with people who later showed up at the riot. And one Congresswoman claims that she saw members giving reconnaissance tours the day before the attack. Are you worried about complicity from inside the government?
I'm worried about complicity among members of Congress. They should be held accountable, certainly, and consideration ought to be given to expulsion, censure, other disciplinary or punitive steps to send a message and provide deterrence. But my focus right now is on convicting the President of the United States. I strongly advocated impeachment. Now I believe he ought to be brought to trial as quickly, surely, swiftly, and fairly as possible, which can be done right after the inaugural. The evidence, simple and straightforward, his own words, including afterward when he had no remorse or regret, no contrition, and the guilty intent and his actions can be presented very quickly to the United States Senate. I hope Republicans will join in convicting him.
Okay, so let's continue on talking about impeachment since you brought it up, right? Leader McConnell won't bring back the Senate, won't bring the Senate back early for a trial, but he hasn't decided whether he will vote to convict. Do you think 17 Senate Republicans will break with Trump?
You know, they're saying they want to unify the country. One way to unify the country is a bipartisan vote for conviction. A number of them said last time, when all of us as Democrats voted for conviction, that they thought the president had learned a lesson. Plainly, he didn't. If anything, it emboldened him. I hope now they will see their responsibility to themselves, their constituents, and to history. And the core principle here is one of accountability. Even though he may be out of office, there still have to be consequences for his blatant criminality that killed 5 people or directly or indirectly resulted in those deaths, as well as injuries, and an attempt to overthrow a lawful election, stop the counting of those electoral votes. There have to be consequences.
This is, shocking. This next question, I can't believe that they're doubling, tripling, quadrupling down. Senator Josh Hawley, trying to defend his challenge to the Electoral College votes, writing this in an op-ed. He says, much of the media and many members of the Washington establishment want to deceive Americans into thinking those who raised concerns incited violence simply by voicing the concern. That's false, and the allegation itself is corrosive and dangerous. What world is he living in? Does he not at the Capitol on Wednesday? Does that argument make any sense to you?
It makes no sense, especially for someone like myself who lived through the horror of that day, the rush panic from the Senate chamber down a hall, seeing outside the mob carrying Trump and Confederate flags and pipes and bats that were used to break the windows, hearing the mob through the doors of the chamber and then rush down the tunnel. He knows better than to think that it was simply free expression or protest. It was a mob riot, and his objections, and he knew better about the merits because he knows there was no fraud in this election, were simply a political stunt. And he knows that as well.
Senator, we're not only glad that you're here to talk to us, we're glad that you're safe and around for the time, a long time to come. Thank you so much. I appreciate you joining.
Thank you very much.
Thank you. The lawmakers still standing by Trump want you to think this isn't what it is. They want you to think it's cancel culture. But take this. It's about accountability. More next.
When I had acne, I made up a lot of excuses. My cat really needs me right now. I'm trying to be less popular these days. Now, I use different gel. Take the 90-day challenge now, and you'll get consistently clear skin, too. Do things different.
About 2-3 weeks into Noom, I saw a commercial on TV. I go, Noom should have me on the commercial because I eat candy and ice cream all day.
Noom is made for the real world.
I'm a third-generation candy maker.
It's so sustainable, and I don't have to deprive myself. It corrected all of the bad habits that I had fallen into.
From a both physical and mental standpoint, he's just healthier.
I taste candy every day for a living, and if I can lose weight on Noom, so can you. Visit Noom.com and change your life for good.
Is your skin dull, dry, and stuck in last year? You need to try the new Outline Spatial Steamer from Vanity Planet for that new year, new you radiance your skin deserves. Its warm hydroionic steam opens your pores to help cleanse away grime and old makeup for smoother, softer skin that glows. You can check out our 5-star reviews and see all the Vanity Planet influencer favorite products at VanityOutlines.com and at a retailer near you. Vanity Planet, because good skin is always in.
So I had to quit college to help my mom, but I never wanted to quit my dream of a career in IT.
On Coursera, you can earn Google's IT Support Professional Certificate. No prior experience needed to enroll.
My job now is amazing.
Join for free at Coursera.org.
People who home chef make delicious homemade food look entirely too easy. These geniuses know Home Chef makes delicious food simple.
Get $90 off your first month at homechef.com. Home Chef, delicious meets simple.
You've spent a lot of time at home lately, so start dreaming about a new one with the Redfin app. See all the homes for sale updated every 5 minutes. Find one you like, favorite it, share it, and drop comments right in the app. Then go inside without leaving your couch with a 3D walkthrough. And if you really like one, book a home tour on demand for free with a Redfin agent. Download the Redfin app today.
Electricity rates are high, and power outages are happening more frequently. Now there's a solution that will help you power your home, save money, and prepare for power outages. Introducing the Power Cell, a fully integrated solar plus battery storage system from Generac, the #1 manufacturer of standby power products in the world.
The battery storage solution in combination with the solar has been one of the best investments we've ever made.
Power Cell captures and stores energy from solar panels, which can be used to power your home anytime. And during a power outage, the Power Cell will automatically send power to appliances that need it the most, allowing you to power more than just the essentials, so you can stay comfortable and safe in your home. And best of all, your electric bill goes down and you save money.
With the battery storage solution, we're saving about $450 a month.
With more than 60 years of experience building backup power solutions, it's clear why the Power Cell outshines the competition, offering more storage capacity and overall power. In fact, the Power Cell has one of the largest storage capacities on the market today, which means you can power even more. And Power Cell is customizable, allowing you to expand your solar storage capacity as your energy needs grow. The Generac Power Cell is backed by a 10-year limited warranty and supported by a 24/7 customer support team.
It was a simple installation, very neatly installed. It was done very quickly and efficiently.
Zero-down financing is available with low monthly payment options. With federal tax credits and local energy rebates, you could save up to 26% off your purchase, adding to the savings you'll enjoy over time with PowerCell. Call or go online now to request a free quote. The call is free, the quote is free, and there's no obligation to buy. PowerCell is available now and ready to install. And if you act now, you'll receive PowerView, Generac's home energy monitoring system, a $300 value. Don't wait. Call or go online now. PowerCell. Savings powered by the sun.
Take this. As President Trump whines about being booted off of social media, other Republicans are crying cancel culture as a defense for the now twice impeached president. Congressman Jim Jordan from a lectern on the House floor at the U.S. Capitol, live on TV earlier today, falsely suggested that only one side is allowed to talk.
Do you have a functioning First Amendment when the cancel culture only allows one side to talk? When you can't even have a debate in this country, this great country, the greatest country ever? It needs to stop, because if it continues, it won't just be Republicans who get canceled. It won't just be the President of the United States. The cancel culture will come for us all.
So he's saying that about a debate where he's actually being allowed to talk live on every network. After being allowed to talk, the congressman tweeted and retweeted moments from his speech for all to see and hear. There it is. He's not canceled. Also speaking on the House floor today and broadcast all over the world, right? QAnon Congresswoman Marjorie Taylor Greene wearing a mask that says censored. Seriously? Well, at least she is following COVID precautions. Senator Lindsey Graham digging to new depths of cancel culture whataboutism tonight as he gripes over Trump's second impeachment.
If you can impeach a president after they're out of office, why don't we impeach George Washington? He owned slaves. Where does this stop?
Lindsey. So, Lindsey, George Washington did not incite a deadly insurrection at the capital of his own country, this country. Getting called out for lying about the results of an election is not cancel culture. Being kicked off social media for fomenting violence, also not cancel culture. Impeached for inciting an insurrection, not cancel culture. What it is the culture of consequences. Consequences for inciting a deadly riot. And we have new reporting on law enforcement officers from various parts of the country who were there, and they are facing charges.
Some of my best memories growing up were cooking with Mom. She always said, food is love. So when she moved in with us, a new kitchen became part of our financial plan. There was a dream. I want to make the most of every meal we have together.
At Northwestern Mutual, our version of financial planning helps you live your dreams today. Find a Northwestern Mutual advisor at nm.com.
Sarah! Jenny Craig works. Introducing Rapid Results Max with our revolutionary recharge bar designed to increase fat burn and make you feel less hungry. Call now, limited time offer and flexible delivery options with Jenny Craig.
Today, you are going to become a cook. So how do we do it? Let's just follow the directions. It's like a life hack. I can't believe we made it. It's really good.
Hit refresh with HelloFresh. Go to HelloFresh.com and use code TV10 for 10 free meals, including free shipping.
When I had acne, I made up a lot of excuses. I actually am writing a novel. Yeah, I'm trying to be less popular these days. Now, I use different gel. Take the 90-day challenge now, and you'll get consistently clear skin, too. Do things different.
Thank you for taking me home. It's so far.
Don't worry about it, Grandma. This will be fun. 2 chocolate milkshakes, please.
Did you get his number?
No, Grandma. Grandma!
Excuse me.
Some relationships get better with time. That's why I got a Crosstrek.
97% of Subaru vehicles sold in the last 10 years are still on the road. Love. It's what makes Subaru, Subaru.
Get 0% for 63 months on select new 2021 models, now through February 1st.
A logo can do more than identify your company. It can connect in meaningful ways, energize your team, and inspire your customers. We're 4imprint, and we know your logo on the right product can create moments that matter. With 30 years of experience and thousands of products to choose from, we guarantee your order will be right the first time, on time, and for a great price. Be certain that the right moments will matter. Explore thousands of promotional products at 4imprint.com. 4imprint, for certain.
It's so easy to sell on Poshmark. You just pick out your item, snap a couple of photos, and boom, it's up for sale. When I look at my old clothes now, I see dollar signs. Just this month, I've made a couple $100s on Poshmark just selling items out of my closet.
Buy and sell from home with the Poshmark app.
Next Wednesday, live on CNN, the inauguration of President Joe Biden and Vice President Kamala Harris. Special live coverage next Wednesday, sponsored by the new CNN original series, Lincoln, Divided We Stand, on CNN.
Why would your kids need a Greenlight debit card? Imagine a debit card and app designed to help them develop healthy financial habits, to teach them how to save and encourage them to set their own goals. Now imagine the difference it could make in their lives, in their futures. Greenlight.
Looking to refinance your mortgage? The first thing you want to do, find out how much your home is worth.
Just go to ownerly.com, enter the address, and see the home value instantly. Come to ownerly.com and see what your home is worth for free.
Go to TotalGymDirect.com and check out the incredible deals.
CNN Special Report, Kamala Harris, making history, Sunday at 10.
Closed captioning brought to you by Mesobook.com.
Mesothelioma is all we do. For over 10 years, we have offered a free book on mesothelioma. Call 1-800-500-1931.
Historic day in America. Unprecedented times. The House voting to impeach President Trump again, this time for inciting the deadly insurrection on Capitol Hill. 10 Republicans joining Democrats, voting in favor. Today's action will not force him from office, as Senate Majority Leader Mitch McConnell says Trump will not face trial during the 7 remaining days of his term. It will take place after Joe Biden becomes president. Biden responding tonight, calling on the Senate to hold the impeachment trial, while at the same time working on what he calls the other urgent business of this nation, and speaking out against, quote, political extremists and domestic terrorists who were incited to this violence by President Trump. The president-elect saying that, as we learned tonight, according to a source, evidence uncovered by investigators indicates the riot was not a protest that spiraled out of control. It was a planned attack. The perfect people to discuss this: CNN's White House correspondent John Harwood, CNN's senior justice correspondent Evan Perez, and former Nixon White House counsel John Dean. Gents, good evening. John Harwood, impeached twice, isolated, lame duck. It's hard to believe, but the president's problems might get even worse for him.
Oh my gosh, Don, his problems are just getting started. Look, he's got a fragile psyche. Despite all the bluster and bravado, he's going to have to live with the embarrassment and shame of being regarded as the worst president in American history, only one to be impeached twice. He might end up being the only one to be convicted. But even if he doesn't, then he's got layered on top of that big legal problems. Yes, maybe he can try to pardon himself, and maybe he can make that stick, maybe he can't. But even if he can make it stick, he's got big legal problems that are beyond the reach of a presidential pardon in New York, from the state attorney general and the Manhattan district attorney. And his conduct over the last several weeks has incinerated any incentive they have to move on, go easy on him, ignore it. Once you provoke an insurrection against the United States, you've got big problems. Finally, huge financial problems. He will come out of the White House owing hundreds of millions of dollars. His brand reputation is now garbage. Corporate America and established institutions are sprinting away from him and people associated with the post-election lies and the insurrection. That's going to make it very difficult for him to figure out how to repay his debts. Foreign deals are going to be much more difficult to come by. Yes, he still has the support of 70% of Republicans in that working class base, but how exactly is he going to monetize that base in the way that he's become accustomed to and his children have become accustomed to? Not going to be easy.
John Dean, the New York Times is reporting tonight that advisors say that Trump wanted to go to the House floor today to defend himself. He is still reportedly saying that he won the election. Imagine if he had done that today. And what if he does that at all? I mean, at this Senate trial?
Well, it's not clear if he wanted to defend himself or just wanted to be in front of a camera, since he's been out of focus lately. That might have brought out 20 more Republicans to hear the pathetic kind of defenses and self-justifications he offers. While he probably has the right to do that in both chambers during an impeachment proceeding, it's certainly unprecedented and not smart. But he has not shown really any wisdom at all anywhere along the line, Don. He's in the position he's in just by his own blundering stupidity and narcissism driving him to make these rather criminal decisions and stupid decisions.
Evan, now to this reporting, very disturbing reporting that this wasn't just a protest that got out of control. You have new reporting on the level of planning that went into the attack on the Capitol. What are your sources telling you?
Well, Don, I think what they're seeing is indications that there was a lot more weaponry, there's a lot more tactical planning here that is definitely visible from some of the surveillance video, from some of the video, frankly, that we've seen, including the one that you played just in the last half hour or so. There are indications that some people who were at the Trump rally at the Ellipse outside the White House, that they left a little early so that they could go back. By the way, at the White House, they weren't allowed to bring all of that weaponry. They had to leave those bags behind. And so they left early so that they perhaps to go retrieve some of these things that then they used for the assault on the Capitol. That includes sledgehammers, climbing ropes, helmets, frankly, that were better than the Capitol Police had with them. They were using bear spray. They had their own
more
clubs.
of those sort of toxins than I am told than the police or than
That's
the
right.
folks who were. So essentially, are you saying that they had a staging area?
It appears that they had, some of them had vehicles nearby, that they were storing that stuff. I saw, with my own eyes, I saw vehicles pulling up, people pouring out of them. So it appears
Do you love
there was
Gantt
a lot
charts?
more organization.
Here's how
to
easily
this
you can build one
than
and click it.
perhaps was first thought, as you pointed out.
Let's
People
map out
at
the
first thought,
tasks for your
man,
Gantt chart
this
in
is
this
just a
list.
protest that got out of control.
Perfect.
That appears increasingly
Now, let's add a
more
Gantt view.
We're also learning, Evan, that lawmakers
Set the
are
dates